You are now tuned in to Come Dance With Me, hosted by Jerome Bradford.
You are listening to Come Dance With Me, the art of music. I am Jerome Bradford, the host of this wonderful music show. On this show, we dance and reminisce and just enjoy music. I want to take you back in time. How far back in time? Back when songs had a strong message on the struggles of what was happening in the world and the artists themselves. Those songs' messages and melodies sound just as good as they did in the 40s, 50s, 60s, even far back as they did in the 70s. Today we're going to be looking at the genre of soul music. Before we get started, make your soul feel good and go get those COVID-19 shots, folks. We want to keep you here with us singing and laughing. Soul music is actually a collective term. The term came from Black Americans pioneering their own labels and artists in the mid-20th century. Genres that fall under rhythm, genres that fall under the soul and R&B moniker are, of course, rhythm and blues, urban blues, Motown, smooth jazz, and even gospel music. The genre came into existence in the 1960s. It started because black record labels and black artists were starting to create their own place where their artists and labels could grow. Before that, the music industry was very segregated, and so those labels became a source of power. The roots of soul are in the black church. Soul pioneers in the 1950s included Ray Charles, Etta James, and Sam Cooke, which I'm sure you guys have relatives that have played, or you may even play yourself. Now let's take a listen to Tell Me Why by Ryan Red.
I've been sitting here thinking about all the things you do for me, how you make me feel. Been wondering if it's the same for you, but when you're not around, I lose my mind, 'cause you keep it like a secret. Why won't you reveal it? Just please tell me that you feel it too. Tell me we're in this for two. Tell me that you really care for me. I really believe it's safe to say.
Helped popularize soul, but in a very different way. Smokey Robinson had an ear for creating a pop sound and understanding a pop aesthetic. So Smokey Robinson was a wide crossover soul artist. He was actually one of the first to be popular with white American teens and white American adults because of this pop sensibility. Now, different regions and different soul genres have their own thing. So I just want to go down the list of a couple of them for you guys. So, Philadelphia, they were distinctive for their doo-wop inspired vocals and lush string and horn arrangements. Chicago soul was very influential and a much more diverse sound. So it was very experimental. Then you had Detroit. Detroit included hand clapping, a very strong bass line, strings, and vibrato. And now you had progressive soul. Progressive soul was ambitious lyrics and sophisticated musicality. So examples of that would actually be Sly and the Family Stone or George Parliament and the P-Funk. Now, let's take a listen to How Does She Know by Stephen Beddoe.
How does she know my innermost secret?
In the 1960s, many soul acts were entwined with civil rights and political freedom for Black Americans. They were using their voice as a source of power and to highlight the oppression that was coming within the U.S. or just the general mistreatment as a whole. Now, you may be wondering where did the term soul come from? The term soul actually came from Black Americans themselves, which is really distinctive because most genres are actually coined by journalists themselves outside of the genre. So soul means the feeling that Black Americans had as a whole when listening to music or celebrating. Now, one of the first soul hits was the Royals with the song Shake a Hand. They were actually an ex-gospel group, but the song was such a hit it is considered an R&B staple. Most Powerful Woman came from soul music herself. That was Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul. To be able to get that title thrown upon you, that says something about you as an artist. And to this day, a lot of people say she is undisputed as the Queen of Soul. That just proves her staying power. Now, let's take a listen to Superwoman by Juju Be Good.
You're so beautiful girl 그대 눈을 바라볼 때 내가 모르는 걸 이제 믿을 수가 있어야 You're so wonderful girl 작은 손짓 하나야 그대 원하는 걸 모두 주고 싶어 My superwoman yeah Girl I'm under your spell 너의 마법에 빠져들었나 헤어나올 수 없어 So tell me who stole from the skies Or did you take a star and place right in your eyes You're so beautiful girl 그대 눈을 바라볼 때 내가 모르는 걸 이제 믿을 수가 있어
We just had something huge happen that I really want to share with you guys. Malcolm X was nominated for the Nebraska Hall of Fame, and he was accepted in on September 12th. This is just really huge. Malcolm X is a huge symbol for Black empowerment and just fighting for civil rights, you know. Sometimes I feel as though he doesn't get the spotlight he deserves, especially here in Nebraska, but it's great to see that people fought for him. This is a long time coming. I want to also thank former Senator Ernie Chambers. We really appreciate you taking the charge and just all your help with that. Well, listeners, be good and let's celebrate, okay? It's a historic moment. Now, soul may have started within Black culture and gave many African Americans a chance to express themselves, but it did cross over to other culture and produce some stars. You had just a couple examples. You had Justin Timberlake, who soul and Michael Jackson was a huge influence on him. You had Dusty Springfield, who also was very influential by gospel as well as soul. And then you even had Richie Valens, who soul was very influential to him. So, well, looks like I'm at the end of my road, folks. Thanks again for listening. Come dance with me, the art of music. Join me back again here next time where we will dance and reminisce. And before I go, I want to give a shout out to Artlist.io for helping me with my music.
You have been listening to Come Dance With Me, hosted by Jerome Bradford. If you'd like to make suggestions, email us at ewcfacts@gmail.com. That's ewcfacts@gmail.com. This has been an EWC Communication production.